Hello everyone, thank you for checking out today's video. This one's going to be I wouldn't say yeah, probably bittersweet. Bittersweet's the best way to put it, I think. So this video I'm going to be talking about why I'm getting out of the Air Force Reserve. I'm sure you guys are wondering, you're making all these videos about the Air Force Reserve on your channel, why are you getting out? So I'll tell you guys in this video why I decided to join and then why I'm making the decision to get out. And if you're wondering what's going on with this backdrop, this is one of the last times that I was leaving the base, leaving Nellis Air Force Base, because I was on full-time orders for a while. So this is me driving home. And I thought it was kind of interesting because you guys will see in a moment, I'm driving through the Speedway and we had EDC this past weekend. So you can kind of see the setup for EDC, which is the Electric Daisy Carnival, which is a huge EDM festival here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I think they also do it in Orlando. But let's get to it. So those of you that don't know, I joined the Air Force Reserve in 2018. The reason that I joined the Air Force Reserve at the time is I was trying to become a police officer and I was having some trouble getting in with the various departments out here. And someone told me that you may have a leg up if you decide to join the military. So I decided to join the Air Force Reserve for that reason, and it did what it was supposed to. I went to basic training, I went to tech school, I came back, I applied for some different departments, and I made it through all the steps with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. I went through all the steps, and then I decided that it wasn't for me, so I ended up dropping out prior to finishing the academy. Um, and I decided I had to pursue something else. So I ended up getting a job working for HBO Max, and I was also doing rideshare part time. And I also worked at the Palms Casino part time too. So I had a bunch of different jobs. And once COVID hit, I ended up no longer doing rideshare. I was no longer working for Palms Casino. And then I just did the HBO Max job, and I was in the Air Force. And then I was also going to school full time. So I used the tuition assistance through the Air Force Reserve. I made a bunch of videos talking about how this works in the Air Force Reserve, but I used the tuition assistance to first get my undergraduate degree in software development, which took about a year and a half or so. And then I ended up using the tuition assistance to get my master's, which took about 6 months. So altogether, it took about 2 years to get the undergraduate and graduate degrees. And I ended up having no debt, which was great. So no student debt. And I was able to get both of those degrees. And with those degrees, I was able to apply for a position working for Clark County. And I was able to get that position, which I was very happy about because it was a great entry level programming IT position. So I learned a lot doing that. And we're about 3 years since that point, since I got that job. And I'm coming up against my ETS. Today is actually my separation date from the military. So the reason I decided not to re-enlist or extend is because I feel like I've gotten everything out of the military. So at this point, the only reason I'm staying in was just for the money or the pension. And I'm like 13 years away from the pension, so I wasn't really close to getting it. So the saying in the military is over 10, might as well stay in. And I don't even use the health insurance through the military because I use the one through my civilian career. I make enough money in my civilian career to be able to support myself, so I wasn't heavily reliant on the military pay or anything like that. And then also, I feel like it was hurting my career. They couldn't say it, but I think because I was going on and off orders, it kind of had there was a ceiling in place that they wouldn't let me promote. I could still apply for the positions, but I feel like they were not going to be willing to give those to me because they viewed me as not dependable because I was going on and off orders. So I ended up applying for a new position working for the city, and I got that position. So I feel like it's going to be a fresh start for me because when I join that position here in a few weeks, I'll no longer be in the military, so I'm not going to be going on and off orders. And it just gives me a fresh start so I can just solely focus on my civilian career. And it's a great job. I'm really looking forward to it. It gives me a lot of opportunities to progress and hopefully move up. So I'm really looking forward to that. If I ever did come back in the military, it would probably be for the warrant officer positions because they're starting to roll out some warrant officer positions for IT jobs in the military. But as far as I know, it's not available to the reserve yet. It's only active duty, and I have no interest in going active duty. So if they ever change that and that's available to the reserves, I may put in a package, but I'm not even thinking about that right now. So those are probably my main reasons why I get out. Would I recommend people join? Absolutely. Because if you guys seen the other videos that I talked about, for all the benefits that you get for a part-time job, I mean, it's hard to compete with. I mean, you get the school benefits, you get the health insurance, you get the opportunity to travel, learn a trade, network. So there's so many benefits to joining the military that I would never tell someone not to do it. At least look into it and then talk to other people who are in as well. And if you guys have any questions about what it's like to be in the Air Force Reserve, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to share that with you guys. But that's been my experience up until this point, and that's kind of my thought process why I'm getting out. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing to the channel. Catch you on the next one very soon.